Hello and welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we will be discussing one of the important reports that has come just ahead of the G20 meet, that is UN Global Stocktake Report. Okay. So first we'll discuss about this report. This is basically a Paris Agreement mandated document. It was mandated under Paris Agreement in 2015 that before we meet every year, we will be creating a document which will mention what is the current condition right now. Okay, so what is the global stock of changing climate, of emission of greenhouse gases or carbon dioxide emissions. So what is the global stock, and for that we will be creating a report. This was mandated under the Paris Agreement. Okay, so this will basically act as a guide. So this document must be referred to whenever we are meeting for the next UNFCCC meet in the month of November in Dubai. So we will be meeting again, all the member countries of United Nations will be meeting, of UNFCCC will be meeting in Dubai in November this year, and there they will be analyzing or taking priorities or discussing the agenda on the basis of this report. That is why this report gains importance. So this, what do we get in this report? Basically, it provides an official assessment of the progress. Assessment. So under Paris Agreement or under the recent Sharm el-Sheikh also, we have submitted our LT-LEDs, right? Long-term low emission development strategy. So these LT-LEDs, what is the progress? You promised this much reduction in emission of carbon dioxide. You promised this much emission reduction. So what is your progress? That is checked. Official assessment is done in this report. Okay. So the report itself says that we need to reduce the GHG emissions. Okay. The report basically says that with current emissions, whatever we have promised under Paris, that we need to bind ourselves up to 1.5 degree or maximum up to 2 degrees centigrade increase in temperature, global temperatures. We need to bind ourselves, lock ourselves till here or maximally till here. So the report says that with the current emissions, the Paris deal, this was the Paris deal, this will be violated very soon. Okay, we will be overcoming, we will be crossing this 1.5 degree or 2 degree target very soon. Okay, so if we have to achieve this target, the report says that we need to reduce our GHG emissions. How much? By 2030, that is within 7 years, our GHG emission should come down by 43% and 60% reduction should be done by 35. This is a very ambitious target. This is a very ambitious target, but it is mandated under the report. It says that we need to do this change. We need to set this target. Okay. It says that if we do this, then we will be able to, our final target should be to become a net zero emitter. Net zero emitter, that does not mean that we stop emitting carbon dioxide. It only means that whatever carbon dioxide you are emitting, that you should also be able to sequester. So, or absorb. So, net zero carbon dioxide emissions should be targeted by 2050 globally. Okay. As we know, under our LT-LEDs, we have promised that we will become a net zero emitter by 2070. So, there can be, at this, various countries are at various stages of development. Somebody can become a net zero emitter later, somebody can become a net zero emitter earlier. But all in all, globally, all the countries together should become a net zero emitter by 2050 itself. Okay. The report also says that currently whatever LT-LEDs we have submitted or whatever implementations we have done to fulfill our INDCs, intended nationally determined contributions, okay, or LT-LEDs, that's long-term low emission development strategy, whatever promises we have done here under the current promises or under the current implementation, there is a significant deficit. Significant deficit in every aspect of climate action, in terms of technology development, in terms of research, in terms of financing, in terms of implementation of the planned projects. There is currently deficit. Okay. So it says that there should be 3 focus area. One should be clean energy. So renewable, shift towards renewable energy. This is mandated. Okay, it also says that we need to have a maximum number of e-vehicles, adoption of e-vehicles, so that ultimately we will be able to decrease our GHG emissions. Basically, it is mandated to decrease the GHG emissions, and it also targets for deforestation. It also targets for handling the issues related to deforestation. Matlab, we need to carry out afforestation. The mitigation aspect should also be done. Okay. Now, currently, it says that we just after the UN Global Stocktake report, we had the G20 meet. So, in G20 meet also we were discussing about the climate action. But before we discuss about what did G20 say in terms of climate action, I'll give you just one figure, and that is related to the amount of coal-based power plants in all the G20 countries. Currently, G20 countries own 93% of the TPPs worldwide, and 88% of the planned projects of TPP are also lying in these G20 countries only. Okay. So, G20 countries themselves are one of the largest emitters of carbon dioxide. Okay. So, it says in this meet, it was said that the request was made that currently we need 5.8 to 5.9, approximately 5.8 to 5.9 trillion dollars. Okay, this many dollars is required in the pre-2030 period. Matlab, before 2030 itself, we require this much amount. Okay, plus we also require 4 trillion per year. This is the requirement for shifting towards a clean energy by 2030. If we are planning to shift towards clean energy, the developed countries should contribute, or all the countries with major contribution coming from developed countries, this contribution should be done approximately $4 trillion per year, so that we will be able to reach the target of net zero emission by 2050. That is what is the report saying. So now this report will become the basis of discussion of UNFCCC meet, which will occur in November in Dubai. So post that discussion, again, whatever comes out of the UNFCCC meet, that we will be discussing. But we need to understand that this becomes the basis, because this is the assessment report. Okay. With that, we come to the end of this discussion. I wish you all the very best and thank you so much.